So there's the heart. You can actually see these guys have a two-chambered heart. There's a ventricle there, atria there, and they have a mixed arterial and venous system. And in fact, you can see there are the two vena cava. There's one there and one there, which is kind of neat. Gills are there. And I'm not going to try and take the GI tract out intact or anything here, guys. It's just not feasible with the tools we have, but I can show you what's in the belly. I'm just cutting the pectoral girdle. There's the stomach. Right there. There's something in the stomach.
Ooh, let's guess.
What could be in the stomach?
Acid, fish,
Crab.
You know what? Here's the liver. Now this is a very skinny animal. That's an extremely emaciated liver. So this guy may not have been in the best shape, and actually just looking at his overall condition, that's part of his pancreas. There's some autolysis here too.
Here's some goo.
Just starting to melt. Rot, basically.
You called it autolysis?
Yeah.
Would you say that's a few days worth?
Oh, probably a couple, yeah. Just going to cut myself a hole here so something to hang on to.
So one of the big industries in the past has been for liver of these
Cartilaginous fish.
especially.
No, we did
This is really a cool thing here. I'm going to show you the guts. So here's the stomach, okay? The esophagus comes down here, huge stomach. Now the stomach is a very, very short area of small intestine. That's the pancreas there, right there. And then you get right into this wonderful structure called a spiral valve. Now what the spiral valve is basically the entire small intestine all coiled up into a thing like a pine cone. And that's quite a large one. Now the other thing, see these white nodules? These are parasites right in the wall of the spiral valve. Now what I'm going to do is take the whole spiral valve out, take it home, wash it out, take a silicone caulking gun, pump it full, and let the silicone set, and I will have a perfect cast of the spiral valve. How cool is that? Makes a good Christmas tree ornament too. Now back here,
Are the parasites normal?
these guys are loaded. Any bottom feeding flatfish type animal, they're eating bottom of the food chain, and they're usually loaded with parasites, and this guy's no exception.
So would that cause them to be like underweight or no?
It's probably not. I think probably that the tag had a lot to do with why this guy is not in great shape. So there's another lobe of the liver. You can see a lot of the red cells that have actually moved out into the connective tissue here. Another lobe there. And then back here, we have the cloaca, which is the posterior end of the digestive tract. I'm just sticking my hand in it here. And it's also the end of the reproductive tract. And this is something called the rectal gland right here. And that rectal gland is kind of neat. It's a salt concentrating gland. Now up here, we have, what do we have here?
Why would it need a salt concentrating gland?
Well, because it's drinking salt water. Now this is really cool. This is a female. She's not yet mature. That's one of the uterine horns, and that's her ovary right there. And you can see it sitting in the broad ligament right there. Yeah, sure.
So that's a girl.
This is a girl skate. And the other way you can tell is she doesn't have the male reproductive appendages there. Here's her other one on the other
So
side
it's just
here.
like skate, S-K-A-T-E?
Like a Bauer hockey skate. Yeah, same idea. Here's the other one over here. And right up against the back of the body, it's kind of hard to tell with all the guts. You see this tissue up in here that's kind of bluish? That's all kidney in there. So you've seen the major sort of parts. So why don't we see what she has in her stomach here? Because we're going to run out of time.
This is so cool.
Yeah, you got really lucky. This
You guys
doesn't
lucked
happen
out.
very often. It really doesn't.
I've
We
never
walked to the
seen
beach
it.
this morning and we saw this and went, wow, this is going to be perfect.
Very, very unique opportunity.
Fantastic parasite load. We love it.
Yeah.
Of course.
We did not stage this.
Do we have an empty bucket somewhere, guys?
This one can be empty.
This is not a good postmortem knife here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Good
Cool.
for-
So then
good
you get
for
to
the
see
Swiss
them
Army,
up
maybe,
close and
not for-
personal. It's very cool.
Swiss Army knife is that?
This might cut
Oh,
up
you're the
too.
right group for this.
Oh, it's already.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't know if this is any sharper, Chris.
A group like this can
It's
handle
been
this.
sharpened.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try
There'll
that
be a
next
whole lot
morning.
of retching
Just
going
about
on
through
in some
this.
groups, I think.
Okay, there we go. So there's the stomach, and there's the spleen right there. And there's the whole, so that's basically the entire GI tract there except the esophagus. Look how short it is. It's about the body length of an animal, and that's typical in most sharks. gut length is about the same as body length.
But this is spiral.
So this is the major absorptive part of the intestine here, the spiral valve. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. We've got a budding biologist over here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take that, cut off that spiral valve. There we go. This is usually just loaded with parasites and things. I'm just gonna milk a little bit out here, and we'll see. Yeah, see the tapeworm segments there? That white stuff, those are tapeworms. This is a giant tapeworm. Wow. Pretty impressive, eh? And it's still alive. See it contracting there? Yeah. So I'm gonna wash my hands real well after this dry. Anyway, I think we're gonna take this whole gut back with us.
Do you want a
But
jar,
let's,
Chris?
Do you want a jar for the tapeworm?
You know,
You want to save it, Sheila?
yeah.
Yeah,
we
it's Sheila.
should.
There's
The
our
worm-
worm biologist.
The worm lady wants the worm, sure. Try and drag that around. But I know you guys are dying to find out what's in the stomach, aren't you? So
I
let's
am,
have a look
anyway.
here. There is, I'm just going to milk the contents out. Well, we'll just milk them out of the ground here. See what this guy's been feeding.
Oh, there we go, fish.
Nice. Crab for supper today.
Well, this
anyway.
is really
Yeah, I
interesting.
wonder what's
So
dinner tonight.
this is the remains of what's called a tanner crab. It's a common deep sea crab, and they're good to eat. So that's a tanner crab there. Very interesting, and it's very soft. And this is cool because halibut and flatfish tend to find these right after they've molted, and when they're easy to ingest and they're soft, and then the shell hardens up. So that's kind of cool. Here we have a huge bone from something, some sort of bony fish. Here we've got the remains of another bony fish. And there are ways to tell what this is, by the way. You can dig through here. Oh, you know what? We've got enough scale on here, I think I can probably tell you what this is. Might be a bit of a guess on my part, but it looks kind of like sablefish in terms of the skin. Probably caught it. Yeah, these guys do a lot of, they swim over the bottom, they use their electrosense, often it's dark, bad visibility, and they're feeding on things that naturally just hide and sit still, and they get on top of them and they just suck them in. They can generate tremendous negative pressure in the pharynx, and that's how they do it. So if we wanted to do a really good job of this, we'd take all that viscera, we'd put it in a bucket, we'd screen it, and we'd go through and we'd look for microscopic things that are bones that are found in the ears of fish. And that tells us that's the best way to find out what is actually being ingested by this guy. So I don't know if our divers are back yet. We can keep going here. You tell me when to stop, Morgan.
Okay, I'm just moving this into a better position.
Okay. All right.
So we were wondering a little bit about how this might have died and how it got here.
Well, I'm not. This is a really crappy necropsy we're doing here, not a proper one. We're going to put that whole thing in the bucket there. I don't want to lose that
The
tape.
one thing that's strange about this skate is that tag on the other side. Well, we have a bag for the tapeworm.
Oh, it's just kind of hanging out the bottom there. If you want me to, let's get it. It's coming over. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, actually, something that's kind of cool is just to see a cross section of the wing of the skate, because it's cartilage in the middle and meat on both sides. The meat being muscle, and of course that's how they fly through the water. And you'll see the cartilage is in little things like fingers. They're called pterygophores. And there's actually quite a market for this. This flesh is all edible. You see the pterygophores in the middle, and then the muscle on each side here. Oh, jeez. Ah, thank you.
Sooner or later, somebody's going to pull out a giant powered machine.
This is what we want. Whoever gave me this, you're a good man or a woman.
Thank you, Dave.
If you're a woman, I'm really scared. So there's a cross section of the wing right there. We're just going to take this out in its
The wing
entirety.
is an enlarged pectoral fin.
Basically, yeah. It's a pectoral limb that's been, wow, that's way in there.
So do we have any idea who might have put that tag in
The
this skate?
PFO would be the only people who are tagging this guy.
Would they have been specifically looking for this type of skate, or is this
Possibly.
kind of a chance thing?
This is one of these species that's what's called a poorly known species.
Right.
So it's not a well-known animal. So there it is. So you can see the tag there, and there's a big scar associated with that. This is a few months old, and it's monofilament, and it actually has a coat on the side of it there.
That's
guys
it.
wanna
That's
look
all
at
it
it?
is. There's
Yeah.
nothing deeper.
Well, it came out pretty
It's not
easy.
electronic, that's because I cut it.
Oh, okay.
Let's save that. Now the other thing that people are obsessed with is how big is the brain of a shark, right? Now, I can't guarantee, normally the way we do shark brains is we use a big knife and we start taking the top of the cranium down like 1.5